Hello everyone, this is Money Mom. Welcome to the channel. I was invited to do a wonderful collab with two lovely ladies, Save Money and More with Jan and How Debbie Saves. And the topic today is, how do you pay off debt when you either are low income or you have no money to pay off the debt? Let's get right into it. I first want to say thank you to both How Debbie Saves and my dear friend Jan. Both of you ladies are lovely and have been very supportive to me, and thank you for inviting me to this collab. After you're done with this video, please check out their videos and I'll link them below. So, how on earth can you pay off debt if you're really low income? Well, I've got lots to say about that. First, I'm going to say this. Many people will say, and I think this is excellent advice, but we need more than this, is you've got to lower your expenses, you got to make more money, and that's the only way to do this. So basically put yourself on a budget so you can pay off that debt. I think that's fabulous. It's great advice. The only thing is this, do you make enough money to pay off the debt? And how did you get in debt in the first place? Those are the first things that I would ask. I'm going to give you an example. You know, I always give examples. I knew somebody that made about $75,000 a year. And guess what? They spent what they make. A lot of people, if they make more money, they spend what they make. Not everyone, but many people do. This person was just out of college and, she was, decorating her apartment and spending money and all that. And, getting a newer car. And so she had lots of money going out there on top of college loans. And then she had that job for a couple years, but then got laid off. And she did get a severance package, but she couldn't find a good enough paying job. Her next job only paid $45,000 a year. And here she was left with all this debt. She didn't make enough money to pay off her college loan, her car payment, and many of those other expenses. And so she ended up moving home so that she could end up paying all of that off and lived at home for about a year until she kind of, got a better paying job and was able to get a handle on her debt situation. So you need to ask yourself, how did I get in this situation? Because sometimes life happens. It could be medical debt. It could be several job losses. It could be, different things happening over and over. I mean, I know it's great to have an emergency fund, but I'm just being real people here. If you have a bunch of things happen at once, and I always say this, health is wealth. If your health is good, you can go out and work. But if you've got health problems and medical bills and, your water heater goes out and, you need 2 new tires on the car and all of this stuff happens at the same time, it can really, put a damper on your finances. You can end up running out of money. So what can we actually do? So the first thing is you got to really take a real good look at your debt situation. You're going to obviously write out how much money do you normally make, how much money do you have coming in each month, and how much money do you have going out, not including the debt. And then figure out how much money are you paying for the debt. Now, I did have credit card debt when I was 23 years old. And what I did when I had that credit card debt is I just made arrangements with all these companies. And I also got a part-time job on weeknights and weekends and worked that for 1 year and paid off all of my debt. But I didn't have that much. I think I had, a couple thousand or $3,000, and I just paid it off because my current job, I didn't make enough to pay that, and it would have taken me forever. Now, another thing that people can do, and some people are against this, but I actually think if you have decent credit, it could help, is you could transfer, let's say it's a credit card, you could transfer that to a 0% credit card. I've done that before where I transferred some money to a 0% credit card, and they give you 12 months to pay it off. I made sure to pay it off before the 12 months, but that's going to save you quite a bit of money too. So there are things that you can do. Another thing, like I mentioned, is I got a part-time job. Not everybody is able to do that. I was single at the time. I lived out on my own, and so I was able to get a part-time job. The main thing to know is, yes, paying off debt is wonderful. I would suggest communicating with all your creditors. Let them know what's going on. Many of them will work with you, but you got to communicate with them. The most important thing is that you're taking care of your 4 walls. Do you have food? Do you have shelter? The bottom line is, depends on your situation, but if you really have a lot of debt, you may want to think about, hey, can you bring in a roommate? Can you move in with a family member? Can you sell things? It depends. And last but not least, there are organizations out there that may be able to help you. Always do your research on that, but there may be organizations that may help you during this time. So it's not a one-size-fits-all. You have to look into it and research it, but the more open-minded you are, the better. The bottom line is, you need to know how much money you're making and how much money is going out. Is there anything you can cut out of your budget? Are you willing to work another job? Try not to charge anything on your charge cards. See if there's organizations out there that can help you, and can you transfer and consolidate some of that debt so it's one manageable payment. That is how I would handle it if I was in that situation. I would do a lot of research and look at what all my options are out there. Let me know what you guys think. Do you have any advice for anyone in this situation? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Before signing off, make sure to go over to Save Money and More with Jan and How Debbie Saves and watch their video, and please leave comments. And that's all I have to say for now. I love you, appreciate you, and I sure hope to see you on tomorrow morning's video. Bye-bye now.